This film has not been reviewed by the MPAA. It contains mild nudity, swearing, tobacco use, and some mature themes. Those of you who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities should take necessary medical precautions in order to ensure their own safety. An ad-free and uncensored version is available on Newgrounds or dialectstudios.com. Viewer discretion is advised.
Come on, we're gonna be late.
What's the time?
Thomas, get moving.
Young Thomas loved following the railway. He'd be out all the time, hoping to catch a new train on his camera.
11:45's coming through soon.
He won't wait for us.
Unfortunately, he didn't take as much notice of the safety signs.
I'm not being late again.
Have we missed it yet? Wait for the 11:45.
Never mind the 11:45.
It must be late again.
Thomas, come on.
It's always held up.
And for his last scene, he had to pull into Wellsworth Station and whistle to the kids on the platform.
Beep, beep, whistled Edward. Thank you very much.
Sadly, this was only the first in an increasing number of incidents. Mavis the diesel engine was to be the first biofuels locomotive used on the railway.
We fueled her up and everything seemed fine. Then things got out of hand.
The diesel began to burn her internal organs. Everything organic in the engine was soon burning.
Have you ever heard a locomotive scream in pain? We tried rinsing out the fuel tank with water, but by then it was too late.
Mavis's body would be kept under lock and key indefinitely. In an unexpected U-turn, Sir Topham Hatt would ban fueled engines from being used on the island.
And it won't come down.
At first, Gordon complained about the heat. Then that turned to pleas to douse the fire.
But that fat bastard held us back. He wanted to see what would happen.
He argued he had put a lot of work into Gordon, and the chances to get him working were too great an opportunity. He was literally cooking from the inside. By the time we were allowed to act, it was too late.
How exactly do bridges fail? Once corrosion starts, the wires begin to crack.
The wire doesn't have to have a very big crack before it breaks. Maybe a third of the way through. But you may wonder what happens when they fail. How do they fail? Do they just break, or what do they do? And the answer is they tend to shred and fail with individual strands starting to fail and then kind of cascading, and a whole series of wires then begin to break.
A suspension bridge like the Golden Gate can survive the weakening of one of its vertical cables. But once two or three start to go, the whole bridge is in jeopardy. Twisted steel crashes into the waters below.
It's going to be gone. 200 years? I doubt it will last 200 years. The bridge. It's going to be in the drink.
If some of our largest structures have already failed after 100 years, can there be any hope that our civilization will leave a permanent mark after we're gone?
Everyone knew we wouldn't see him again, and everything was sewn up nice and neat for that fat
Tank engine the world had come to know and love.
To us, Thomas the Tank Engine had been the Thomas we all knew as a boy. Part of the family the whole island's population had known and respected since Wilhelm first arrived.
In actuality, This tank engine was no more the real Thomas.
Asking all the questions we had at first. We were just glad our friend was back with us. He could work for us. He became our servant in a way. Someone who drew in the crowds, helped create jobs, was eager to work. Thomas always thought of us as his friends. Sadly, over time we came to think of him as just really useful.
Chrysler building, the first of man's skyscrapers to stand taller than 1,000 feet, is once again the tallest building in the city. But its reign won't last for long. The deteriorating columns can no longer support the floors.
That's the critical point when a skyscraper becomes on the verge of total collapse. Several columns buckling in a single floor, allowing one floor to descend rapidly to another level below, would be sufficient to trigger a cascading collapse.